Are you thinking about renting maybe a room in your house or an entire house that you own out on Airbnb? This video is absolutely for you. We're going to dig right into how insurance works for Airbnb rentals right now. Hey, my name's Jeremy Goodrich. I'm the owner of Shine Insurance Agency and your host for the Shine Insurance YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about three things: buying new homes, insurance, and owning a business. It's the three things that we talk to our clients about and answer questions every day about. And so we thought we would share some of our answers with you as well. All right, let's dig into Airbnb insurance. So your first question might be, does my homeowner's insurance policy, or even if you have a completely separate house that you don't live in, my tenant insurance policy, cover Airbnbs properly? And the answer, as you may have guessed, is absolutely not. The answer is no, because insurance companies really separate out different things. When it comes to your home, they really see that as a personal use space. You use that for yourself, right? So as soon as you rent out a room in your home or the outbuilding behind your home on Airbnb, you're inviting essentially strangers in and you're making money off of that. So that's like a business exposure. You're actually making money. And your homeowner's insurance policy, your personal insurance policy, is simply not going to cover if one of those people is hurt and they file a lawsuit or they have injuries, or if one of those people lights a candle and burns down your house. So if you are renting out your home right now or any space on your home and you do not have proper insurance, you're not covered for anything that would happen in that scenario. So you definitely need to listen through the rest of this video and figure out how to get covered properly. If you own a second house that you don't live in and you're renting that out through Airbnb, you can still have insurance problems. If you have a normal tenant policy that's created for having like an annual tenant, someone you sign up for a year usually, and you say, hey, you're going to live here for a year, this is going to be the monthly rent, and everything is set up honky-dory, right? That's perfectly fine for an annual rental, but Airbnb is a vacation rental. Different people are coming in at different times. Maybe someone comes for one night, maybe someone comes for 3 nights. In any given week, you could have 3 or 4 different people staying in that house. In any given month, you could have lots of people staying in that house. It's a completely different kind of exposure than having an annual tenant, and so insurance companies want to set that up differently. So if you have a tenant insurance policy that's set up for annual tenants and you're renting it out as a vacation rental on Airbnb, the coverage is not set up properly and you're going to be very disappointed in a claim situation. So your homeowner's policy doesn't properly cover, a tenant policy doesn't properly cover. So let's talk about what does properly cover. Simply put, we need a vacation rental insurance policy. That's kind of the lingo for exactly the kind of things we're working on. Historically, vacation rentals were kind of like a cabin you went to in the mountains. You called some local realty place that told you, hey, there's some options. Maybe there's a 5-bedroom, a 10-bedroom, whatever. You picked from them, you drove up, you picked up the keys, you went up to the place, you stayed for a few days with your family and friends or whatever, and it all worked out fine. That's the traditional model of vacation rentals. Obviously, now we have a completely different model along with that older model. If you want to go online and go to Airbnb, you can look at all the different options in the place you want to go on vacation and set up your rental, your vacation rental right there on Airbnb. You figure it all out through Airbnb. It works great. We use it all the time. I love Airbnb, but it's a different process that you're working through. So the first thing that you need to do with your rental insurance is make sure you have vacation rental clearly stated on your insurance policy. If you're talking with a local insurance agent, they should probably have multiple options for you that deal with vacation rentals. In fact, some vacation rentals are specific for Airbnb, and here's why. Insurance policies are based off lease agreements, especially when there's someone coming into a space and you're making money off of it, right? If you have a a tenant that's an annual tenant, you have a lease with them. If you have a vacation rental, you also have a lease agreement with them. It's a little tiny one just for a night or two, but there's still an agreement. Some insurance companies love working with Airbnb because they know the agreement is made between the person who's coming to stay in your house and Airbnb. Essentially, you sign that lease agreement when you sign up on Airbnb to stay in a house for a short period of time. So insurance companies know that there's going to be a clear lease agreement that's been written by Airbnb, and if any claim happens, if anything bad happens, that lease agreement will come into play and the claim will go smoothly because there's a clear lease agreement. If you're renting your vacation rental out on your own website, or in different places, you may not have a proper lease set up on that site. You may have set it up perfectly, but insurance companies say, oh, well, they may not have the proper lease set up, and so they're a little bit leery about providing insurance to someone who's not renting through Airbnb. So there's actually policies that are out there that are specifically for Airbnb. They say you have to be working through Airbnb if we're going to provide insurance for you. So that's something you should check in with your insurance agent while you're trying to get a policy in place for your Airbnb. Hey, is this specific to Airbnb, or can I use other sites? Can I rent it offline? Do different ways. Different insurance policies deal with that in different ways. You want to make sure you understand that. When it comes to the coverage on the insurance policy, it's very similar to any other kind of insurance policy you would want to put on your house. There's a few things. The first is coverage for the property itself, right? If you have a structure, got a hair hanging there. If you have a structure or something like that that you want to insure, you certainly, if it were to burn down or get hit by a tornado or something like that, you would want the insurance company to pay to rebuild it. And so you want to have proper coverage on your house, proper replacement cost for replacing that house if you need to, and all those kinds of things. Your insurance agent is going to help you with the quality of your policy there, but obviously you want to make sure that the structure itself is covered. You also want to make sure that your belongings inside your Airbnb are covered. Most annual rentals, you don't have any belongings inside because the tenant brings their stuff. They bring their couch and their bed and their clothes and their dining room table and all that, right? But in an Airbnb, it's all your belongings that are inside of that property. And so you want to make sure your insurance policy has contents coverage enough to replace everything if you needed to do so. So covering the structure itself, covering the contents inside, super important. And then finally, the liability coverage. This is if something bad happens to someone else because of you or your property. And if you're inviting people in to spend one night or 2 nights, really short periods of time, they don't know you as well, and they can be more likely to be litigious or file a lawsuit or whatever if something bad happens. So you want to make sure you have proper liability coverage. I would suggest at least $500,000 on your insurance policy. You want to make sure that if something bad happens, if someone slips on the stairs and falls down them or gets hurt in some other way, that you have coverage on your insurance policy to handle that situation, whether it's just the medical payments, the cost of the bad thing that happened to them, or whether they file a lawsuit and you have to get into that kind of scenario. Both of those are no good. You definitely want to have coverage, and you can do that by having proper liability coverage on your policy. Okay. So let's review. First off, your homeowner's insurance policy or your tenant insurance policy is not going to cover the way you want it to if you're renting on Airbnb. Why is that? Because it's called vacation rental insurance, and you want to make sure that you have vacation rental coverage. If you're renting out just a room in your house, you can add that to your homeowner's policy. Obviously, still want to keep the homeowner's portion because you live there as well, but you want to make sure that there's vacation rental insurance added to the policy as well. If it's a completely different home that you're renting out for vacation rental, you do not want to use a tenant occupied policy. Those are for annual tenants and they're a completely different thing. You want to make sure the policy is a vacation rental policy. Some insurance companies want you to be on Airbnb. They expect you to be on Airbnb, and that's because the lease agreement is so important. They know Airbnb has a clear lease agreement that a claim would go well in a scenario, and that's why they want you to be on Airbnb. Okay, so where to get this insurance? Well, a local independent insurance agent is often the best way to go. They may have multiple options and can show you the different options that are available. If not, you can certainly look online for Airbnb insurance and see what options are out there. When you get a proposal, please come back to this video and make sure that you have the right coverage for the structure itself, that you have the right contents coverage for the stuff inside of the property so that if it's damaged, it gets replaced. And finally, most importantly, that you have the right liability coverage for bad things that happen to other people because of your house. You're having all these different people come in and out. There's a high likelihood that something bad could happen. And so you want to make sure you're properly covered for that. I would suggest $500,000 at least as your liability coverage on your rental insurance policy. If you have additional questions, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to answer them, maybe even make a new video about it if there's some specific topic that you really need to know about. If you want more information about insurance, you can check us out at shineinsurance.com or look through our playlists in this YouTube channel. Until the next time, I'm Jeremy. Have a wonderful day.